Alright guys, we got another tutorial video picking up where we left off. We're going to work on adding a pop animation to our game for our balloon. So you are going to need to make yourself your very own pop animation. Here is my pop animation that I've created. It's got 4 frames, and if I go ahead and play this for you, that's what it looks like with the balloon popping. The size of my canvas here is 22 by 29, so there's that information for you. If you want to use my settings, you can use that, or any other size would be good. Make sure that you save your project as a .pixel. That will allow you to work on it again later should you choose to make changes. After you have done that, you will need to download your frames. You need to download all of the frames. I recommend that you name them appropriately. So like I would name this first frame balloon pop, or I would maybe pop 0, and then pop 1, pop 2, and however many frames I make. So it's important to name them because you don't want to get them mixed up. Well, and then whenever you put them into your game, put them into a folder labeled sprites, and maybe even pop animation or something like that so you can find it. Over here in my folder I have my pop animation, or my pop pictures, labeled pop 0, 1, 2, and 3, and they're in my balloons folder. Okay, where we left off, we had a green balloon and we were messing with the animation. We want to make another animation so that when we do some damage to the balloon or we get ready to pop it, that we have a pop animation. We're going to click this animation button here. So I'm on the green balloon scene. I click the animation player. I'm going to click animation, new, and this is going to be my pop animation. Now this animation for me is only going to take 0.4 seconds. What I use for my rule of thumb is I have 4 frames and I want them to play every 0.1 seconds. You can make it different, just, I don't know, this is how I'm doing mine. So I'm going to zoom in on mine a little bit. I probably don't need to, but yeah, you know what, I won't. I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, so the last time we did this, what we did was we clicked on our sprite, and now we can get to the texture here. The first frame is the 0 frame, so I'm grabbing my 0 frame and I'm dropping it in for the texture, and I want this to go in the first frame here. I'm going to keyframe this. Yes, I would like to create a new one. Then on the next frame I'm going to use the next picture, keyframe it, then the next one, keyframe that, and then the final one. Like I said, I did not give you a pop animation. You will have to make it yourself. So use mine as a template, but hey. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and repeat this, but we're not gonna want to leave that on. If we leave it on, then it's gonna mess up our stuff. I just want to play it over and over so I can see what it looks like. So that's how you can see what it's gonna look like playing wise, and you can speed it up or slow it down. This is what I'd like. For mine, this looks fine. Okay, so whenever this happens, you need to make sure when you're done, you turn this off. Now I'm going to go to my first frame. I'm going to adjust the size here. At the first frame, I want it to be 1, 1. So I'm setting this to 1, 1. And I'm going to hit the key for the scale. And then at the very end on this one, I want the size to be larger than 1, 1. I'm going to go with 3. Maybe smaller is better. I don't know. We're doing this one. And I'm going to repeat again. I want to see what this looks like. So at the beginning it's going to be normal size of 1, 1, and it's going to have the 0 frame. Then it's going to slowly get bigger and switch frames to hopefully look like it is exploding. Let's play this and see. That's on repeat, so it's just going to keep doing that over and over. Now I know it looks really big right here, but in reality the balloon is very small. So, I mean, if you don't want it to get that large, then don't make it that large. But I want mine to be that large. There we go. So I'm going to save this. Control S. Now I have my pop animation added in. Some other stuff we need to add. We have no way to actually click this balloon yet. So we need to give this balloon some type of collision shape. Go back to your regular floating animation. Check out your first frame. The first frame on your collision shape, or on your balloon, is the smallest 1/1 shape. And this is what your balloon's going to look like normally whenever it's going down the track. You're going to want to select on your green balloon, the top node, the kinematic body. Add a area 2D. Inside of that area 2D, you need to add a collision shape. So add a collision shape 2D. Then for your collision shape, we're going to use, over here on the right hand side, you can select collision shape, new capsule shape, new capsule 2D. Now you'll see these two little circles appear. Use the circles to adjust the size of your collision shape. This, keep in mind, this is where the person can click to actually pop the balloon, so put it relatively close to there. I'm going to leave the bottom part a little wider. If you want, you can just put it around your rubber part of your balloon. I'm going to give them a little bit extra to click on. Alright, so I have a collision shape, and we are ready to link this shape to our code. So what does that mean? It basically means when something enters this area, we want this area 2D to tell somebody, hey, something was in here. Something happened. So we need to click on the area 2D, and we need to link this to this script. The script is only in one place in our scene here. It is on the top kinematic body. Select the area 2D. Come over here to the node in the top right. Now we want to know when the mouse enters this body. So I'm going to do mouse entered, and in the bottom right I'm going to hit connect, and I want to connect it to the green balloon. This will automatically take us to our script, and you'll see there is a brand new function that I did not type. It got put in there by the Godot engine when we connected the signal. Now we're going to go back to what we were doing. I'm going to click area 2D, and we're going to connect another signal. We're going to connect mouse exited. We're also going to connect that to the green balloon. We have two objects now, or two functions, two brand new functions. 1 and 2. If you hit this button, I call it the focus mode. Gives you some more room to work here. Now, what we need to do is when the mouse enters the object, we need something to happen so that we know we can pop it. And when the mouse exits the area, we need to know that the mouse is no longer in the area, so we cannot pop it. We're going to create a variable and call it popper. And we are going to, a variable is a box that can store some information for us. In this box, we're going to put nothing in the box. We just want to make the box to start with. So null, okay, so we created a popper variable and put nothing in it. Null means nothing. There you go. So we made a variable called popper, and we put nothing in it. Now when the mouse goes into the area, we want to say, hey, you can pop this. So we're going to take popper and we're going to make it true. This says we can pop the balloon. Next, if the mouse leaves the area, we want to make popper false. This says we cannot pop the balloon. Alright. This function plays right here. The ready function plays whenever the object is first created. This function, and it only plays one time. Okay, back to this. This function plays only when the mouse goes into the balloon one time. And the next one, this one only plays when the mouse exits the balloon, and it only plays once. This plays only when the mouse exits the balloon. Perfect. Now, there's no way to check this because we haven't given ourselves any information. We haven't popped anything. So I want to prove to you that this code actually works. So I'm going to print popper is true. And then on this next one, I'm going to print popper is false. Alright, let's see if this actually works. So let's go to our level 1 scene, and I am going to play this. Now the star here means I have not saved this yet, but since this scene needs this, when I hit play, it's going to automatically save that. And if everything we did was correct, whenever we put our mouse over the balloon, it should tell us popper is either true or false. Down here at the bottom we have a debugger, excuse me, we have the console, and the console tells us what the output is. This is where it's going to tell us whether the balloon actually says you can pop it or not. So now when my mouse goes over the balloon, popper turns either true or false. So we know our code is working, and this is where we're going to stop this video. We'll finish popping the balloon in the next video. Thank you guys.